All right, welcome back to Bros Having Convos. I am Wes, and today we have a special guest, Joshua Cruzada.
Hello.
Longtime friend. We've known him for probably more than 10 years at this point.
Probably like 11
I
years.
consider you a bro.
Yes,
yeah, and this is why we have him on the podcast, Bros Having Convos, because he's basically a bro.
He's basically a bro, and we have Tim.
And yeah, I'm Tim.
And so today's topic, Tim will read it off. It's a long like name, but I'm pretty sure we can simplify it for the YouTube algorithm. So go ahead, Tim.
So at least written down in my notes, the title for this podcast episode is Defining the Specifications of the Unspoken Social Rules in the U.S.
That is such a long name.
In other words,
AKA social rules.
Defining social rules
Defining social rules in the
America.
U.S.
Yeah.
Basically. So we'll go by one.
So basically, I have a bunch of questions written down here, and we're just gonna, I guess, tell our thoughts and
if it gets too long, just
like I think you guys will get it when we go along with it. So the first one I have is, when do you guys think it's okay to give a girl a full frontal hug? Because like in situations like, I don't know, family, you usually like your cousin or something, or a side hug.
Okay, for me,
when is it okay?
For me, it's not okay unless you like the girl.
Oh, really? Okay.
At least for me, because all my friends that are girls, I always give the side hug. It's always a side hug.
No, that's like a staple.
It's a staple thing,
especially in churches.
in church settings, it's like, how are you?
The side hug is the standard, and you cannot deviate from that standard.
Yeah, and I think the reason, it's only for girls you like, because I feel like when you have a full frontal hug, it signals a much deeper connection than just friends.
True.
Yeah, because
in a lot of ways.
You're right. Because like when you're doing a side hug, it's like you're only touching so much. But when you're doing a full frontal hug, a lot more of your bodies are touching.
More physical contact.
A lot more physical contact is happening. So that's why I asked the question. Like, when is it okay? You said that
only when you like someone.
the girl.
Because in my experience, right, the only reason why I would full frontal hug, unless it's family, right?
Yeah,
if it's like my auntie, cousin, you're like, bye.
Because it's weird. You would not give a side hug to your auntie.
Yeah, it's like,
it's weird.
It's like disrespectful almost.
Like, is that why? Like, I was about to, like, why is that weird to give a side hug to your auntie?
Yeah, like, okay.
No, it's just like a friend thing. Mm-hmm. I just see it as a friend thing.
Mm-hmm. The side hug.
Your peers.
Yeah.
Your peers.
Yeah. I feel like, let's say I'm at, I don't know, a budo fight, or like, a big family dinner with my relatives or something like that. Usually, if we're saying goodbye, it's, usually when, hugs are made kind of thing, and if, my auntie initializes, a full frontal hug, obviously I'm going to do a full frontal hug. But, I guess for me at least, I don't know about these guys, but whenever, my aunties, say goodbye kind of thing, it's almost always a frontal hug. So even if they don't initialize it first, because of how many times it's happened, for me, to my auntie, I'm going to do a full frontal hug. But that also goes for someone, if they usually initialize a frontal hug. But like Wes said, unless they're friends, or if they're friends kind of thing, it's a little weird kind of if you...
Is it? Do you think it's too much?
You're going over the top kind of thing. Like, you're doing too much. Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think, if you like the person, that's a different story. But, if you're at a party or whatever, you're saying goodbye, you're going to head out kind of thing. Yeah, definitely. Side hug is, my go-to.
Side hug. But here's a question though. I just thought of, like, to give a full frontal hug to a girl that you like, do they have to have mutual feelings for you? Or do you, or like, imagine if you're doing a full frontal hug, is that okay to try to initiate the full frontal hug, or is it just safe to stay with the side hug?
Honestly,
like,
it depends.
Doesn't need to be mutual, basically.
It depends on your relationship to her.
True.
Because you wouldn't initiate a full frontal hug unless you knew she would receive it the same way.
And it also depends on the situation, right?
Yeah. So like, say there's a girl I like, and I'm saying bye. I'm like, see, right? Like, I in my situation be like, all right, bye. You know, like.
Yeah, and it does depend on the situation because
Yeah.
like maybe if like you're going overseas, you're not going to see them for like
Yes.
5
exactly.
years.
That's a good point.
Yes.
And also, I mean, it depends on your closeness to them. If it's just a
yeah,
if
exactly.
it's just like an acquaintance, you're not going to give a full frontal hug,
Yeah,
even
and
though you're going overseas for 5 years.
Yeah, exactly. Because taking someone you've known for a long time and you're friends with them, you know them well. Of course, it's been like, I'm being gone for 5 years. See you later, right?
Yeah.
But then compared to someone that you hang out every now and then or you see every now and then, it's like, all right, bye. You just do the side hug kind of thing. So yeah, it depends on the situation.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So and your relationship to them.
Yeah, your closeness to them.
Yeah.
And I also think, like, us three growing up in America, like, I feel like if you grew up here, like, how to, I guess, read the room kind of thing.
Yes.
And I think that's, like, the kind of thing everybody kind of knows. And I feel like, you go past that, then it's, like, kind of, like, awkward.
That's when it becomes awkward.
Yeah, like, there's, like the topic of this video right now is there is unspoken rules. Like, no one, like, unless we're doing what we are right now where we're talking about it, no one talks about this.
Definitely,
Yeah, like what we said right now is like, when do you give a full frontal hug? When do you give a side hug? No one talks about it, but people just know for some reason. Like, it's just it just exists. You have to, like what they say in Japan, right? It's like you have to read the air.
Yeah, you have to
like
空気を読む
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
空気を読まなきゃいけない
yeah. So
Yes,
I don't know.
true.
It looks like you have a lot on that list right now. So let's
but
move on to
let's
the next
move
one.
on. So this is the next one. So when are you obligated to give a gift to a friend for their birthday?
Okay.
Hmm.
That is
Like-
interesting.
Like when like how long is it your closeness to them? Like is it time? Is it the closeness?
Okay. For me personally, I think it's a bit complicated because, okay, let's say I know somebody for, like, 2 weeks at least, and then to a month, 2 weeks to a month, let's say that, right? I honestly don't feel obligated to get them a present. Like, if I do,
same.
good. But if I don't, it's okay. At least wish them a happy birthday kind of thing, okay? Now, if it's somebody, I've known for a little longer than that, then I would feel like, oh, okay, I kind of got to get them a present kind of thing, If I don't, like, man, I'll just get it a little late kind of thing. But then also, for me at least, I don't know about these guys, like I said, but if it's someone like these two, okay, let's say I'm, like, a little tight on money or something, and, like, I'm busy or whatever it may be, I'm not able to get them a present. If I don't get them a present for their birthday, it's almost like, they'll understand kind of thing because I've known them for so long.
That's actually the super weird because like it's like as time goes on, it's like even once you get to a certain point, it's like the obligation just falls off or something.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
It's weird.
Yeah, at least for me, like, it's like it goes up and it goes down.
Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah.
yeah.
Just
It's
thinking
like
about it right now, just like
the
it
clo-
falls off.
Like, when you meet someone and you get really close or something, you feel kind of obligated to get them something,
Yeah.
right? But then the longer and longer you know them,
Yeah.
it becomes this thing where it's like, they'll understand.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
You know what?
and we do it, right? Like, even if you guys
Definitely.
don't get anything for
Yeah.
our birthdays,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, it's okay, dude.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
whatever, I don't care.
yeah, don't worry about it. save your money.
It's that's an interesting one.
Yeah, and here's another question: does location have anything to do with it? Like,
Yeah, I think so. I mean, okay, like I said, if years pass by, they'll understand. Like, I'm tight on money. Like you said, location matters. Like, I'm thousands of miles away. I can't just, wrap up a present and give it to you unless I mail it to you.
Yeah.
And, if money is tight, if I'm busy, if, I don't know, I forget about it. Even if I forget about it, I'm sure, these guys will throw a fit for like a day or two. But in the end, they still, we're still brothers. And they'll be like,
Yeah.
nah, it's all good, man, kind of thing,
Yeah. I think for me, it's like the thought counts.
Yeah.
Like even if they don't get me anything, like if they just say, "Oh, happy birthday,"
Yeah, for real.
that's it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. You know.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need to give me something physical or like, you know, an experience or anything like that. Like as long as you just like, "Hey, happy birthday."
Yeah.
Thanks,
And do you guys think the obligation, the birthday wish obligation is still there? Does that fall off too? Like, imagine you're super close to someone, but then you forget their birthday.
Oof.
Like, see, so what does the obligation to give them a gift fall, or does the obligation to give them a birthday wish them happy birthday fall off along with the obligation to give them a gift?
I'm only speaking for myself, but sometimes I just forget my friend's birthday.
No, yeah, definitely.
Like I just forget them. Like, oh, sorry, bro, your birthday was yesterday. Sorry, happy birthday, happy belated. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know, so like, I'd say like, you know, at least saying happy birthday is okay in some cases, but then sometimes you just forget.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like things happen, you know.
Yeah, things
do happen.
Yeah.
You forget to hit send.
Yeah.
Okay.
You schedule a message.
Yes.
No, like, how would you guys feel? It's like if your friend.
Well, actually, I think
Forgot
we should
your
be
birthday.
asking you. Your birthday is like basically in a few
yeah.
days.
Oh yeah.
In
So
literally
let's say
4
you
days
know,
from now.
I forget. I don't say happy birthday until it's like 2 days from then. How are you feeling?
I'd feel a little bit sad and be like, oh man, Joshua.
He was
Forgot.
just here.
He was just here.
He was
And
just
we were
here.
talking about my birthday too. Yeah, I feel like a little bit, but it's not a thing where I'm like, he forgot my birthday.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna talk to him again.
And obviously, if I do forget, I'm gonna make it up to him. Like he's my bro, you know. I'm like, oh, bro, you know, like this happened, this and this and this, but you know, bro, like I'm so happy for you. Happy birthday, bro. Like I hope you know you have many more to come.
Yeah,
like
I think that would make up for it, and
Yeah.
plus,
Yeah.
make up for something that's not even too much of a big deal. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in all honesty, like your birthday is a birthday.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it comes once a year and it's your birthday. But like, say for example, you don't say happy birthday, man. Like, you know, I'm not gonna be like mad at you, like Joshua didn't say happy birthday to me. You know, it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
wow, we're friends for this long, we're not
Yeah.
friends anymore.
Yeah,
you know,
well,
like stuff
we're
like
not,
that.
We're
I'm
not
like,
gonna get straight up butt hurt for it.
Yeah,
it's like
definitely.
I'll just come to an understanding, like, oh, he probably just forgot, or like,
Yeah.
oh, he's probably busy. He probably thought
or
well, maybe
forgot.
he's planning to. He just didn't get the chance. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold it against you.
And I
Yeah.
think that's like something that comes with you know being friends for years, kind of thing. You understand, like you basically know almost everything about you know this
Yeah.
person. And you know, like you know that they wouldn't, you know, do that on purpose, kind of thing. So
Yeah,
you
exactly.
understand.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not like
Yeah,
how I see it's like it's nothing personal.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Like,
not
Exactly.
personal
if you
forget
didn't
your
say happy
birthday.
birthday, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
like,
Wow, he did it.
wow, he
He
doesn't
did it in
care.
person.
Mhm.
He did it as a personal tag to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like,
I'll just
of
be like,
course
oh,
not.
yeah, it's nothing personal. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I probably forget his birthday.
Yeah.
You know, like,
to
I
be
don't know.
honest, we all forget birthdays.
Yeah, I forget.
Unless you have a
birthdays, too.
photographic memory, you know,
So.
that most of us don't.
Good.
But
Yeah, that was a good
Yeah.
question.
no, but
Next.
next on to the next question. I have when is it okay to share shareable food with a friend / friend
Okay.
group?
This right here, it depends on the person because I know people who are germaphobes and they're like, you know, they believe that everything they touch, you know, is just out there to get them, basically. You know,
Kill
like
them.
wash my hands, sanitizer, right? But then like it just depends on the person because I've come across people I've been friends with where a lot of times we're sharing the same spoon of ice cream
Or the same straw.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
stuff like that.
And see, and that's like exactly another question. It's like sharing the same straw.
Yeah.
too.
And I think it depends on who initiates it, right? And
Yeah.
who sets the bar, basically. It's like
Yeah.
if I'm sipping on my drink, I'm like, oh wow, this is good. Here, try. And I don't say use your own straw, or you know, I don't say anything about it. That kind of
Yeah.
tells you, right? Oh,
Yeah.
he doesn't really
And
care.
like if he's okay with it, and if I'm okay with it, why not? Kind of.
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Like
Especially
I
if they
kinda
initiate it.
I kind of gauge off of the other person.
Definitely.
Because at one point, right, I was sharing this, you know, I was with friends and then we were drinking we had like boba or something, like oh, this is good, here, try. They don't tell me, oh, use your own straw. They don't tell me anything along this line. I just sip from the same straw they just sip from. You know, so I kind of gauge it off the other person, because me personally, I don't really care unless I'm like dying from
or if it's somebody I don't like, kind of thing.
Share a straw with that guy.
That's at least that's me. I don't know about you guys.
And then I guess it's like, I don't know if it's a good gauge for as closeness though. I think up to a certain point, gonna be like, oh wow, because like if someone did that and they're like, oh yeah, you want to try this? Oh yeah, go try. I'll be like, oh wow, this guy trusts me with his saliva. I don't know. Okay, that was a bad example. This guy trusts me with his food, or it's like, oh, that's cool.
He don't care.
It's like, we're not I guess it's just like assurance. Oh, we're not strangers anymore.
Like we said before, I feel like you just need to read the room.
It just comes down to reading the room. Like, right. If someone they sip their drink, wow, this is really good here, and then they take their straw out, something like that.
It's like, oh, okay, then I'll take my straw.
I'll take my straw.
Now that's
you try.
Along with it being a hassle, that already like real no. At that point, you know some stuff already, just like about that situation. On to the next question. When is it okay to sleep over at a friend's house after you guys are older than 25 years old?
25. None of us are older than 25.
Yeah. No, but then basically you take that 25 years old out, but when you guys are adults.
I think it's okay until you get married.
True.
That's super simple.
That's super simple, because when you're married, right, you have another person, you have your wife that's just going to be there, right? And you just cannot treat it the same way that when you're young.
Yeah.
Because when you're young, you play video games or watch movies, or, like, I don't know what you would do. But now that you're married to someone, it's like you have to include them with everything that you're doing.
You have to take their feelings into account.
Yeah, take their feelings, like, hey, it's Friday night. I want to spend time with you. But you invited Bob over,
Bob and Patrick.
Bob and whoever over, and then you have to like take their feelings into account. So I think it's okay as long as you're not married.
Like some people. No, I'm just kidding. But then, I think I completely agree. I think it's super simple. That's a super simple.
It's a simple, really simple answer.
Sleeping over, because the reason why I asked it, just like, you're sleeping over is kind of like a thing that you do like at like 13 years old as kids. That's why.
And look, he's sleeping over my house.
Now I think about it. Yeah, adults sleep over all the time. It's like, oh, hey, I'm in town for 2 days. Hey, can I
stay at your place?
Can I sleep on your couch?
And I think also, like, okay, I'm obviously at his house right now, right? And obviously he's not charging me, if you're gonna sleep here you have to pay me. Obviously he's not doing that. But regardless of him not charging me, without him even asking, I try to do my part, kind of thing. I try not to overstay my welcome, kind of thing.
Because there's this unspoken thing of being a good house guest.
Exactly.
Being a good guest, even to the place that you're staying at, right? Because like there's some things that are expected, but no one talks about.
Exactly.
Like that. Something like as simple as like cleaning up after yourself, or I don't know, like washing. Like I don't expect you to wash your own dishes, but like some people might be like, washing your own dishes, or I don't know.
For me,
it depends on the person.
For me, it's like he's letting me borrow a bed. Like I try to make that bed every morning so that it doesn't look like I'm mistreating it, or like if they're busy, I maybe make food for them, kind of thing. If they're busy, or wash dishes if they're tired, kind of thing. I just do my part, kind of thing. And I think like you said, nobody talks about that. But I think compared to if someone was just lay around and kind of like take advantage of his hospitality, I think he'd much rather have somebody who respects him lending these kind of things to him, rather than someone who takes advantage of it, kind of thing.
Because I think on the opposite end, right? Because like say you didn't do your dishes, or you didn't do anything, you kind of just laid around until me and Tim were done with work, right? I'll be like, could you at least wash the dishes? Or, you know, could you at least like pick up your clothes? Could you at least do this or that? Right. Yeah. So I'd say if you are trying to be a good house guest, I'd say err on the side of caution. Like even if they don't want you to do the dishes, just do the dishes anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And it seems like this I guess the standard for a house guest, I guess, is going the extra mile for them, even though it's not expected of you. Yeah, going the extra mile is the standard.
Right? It's like
doing
like
more than
even though it's not your job to like do the dishes or clean up after you're
and even if they
eating.
Don't ask you, kind of thing. Yeah,
it's kind of like it's expected, but no one really says. Yeah, no one like when you came in, I didn't say, "All right, Joshua, you have to make sure you do your dishes.
Exactly.
Make sure you X, Y, and Z." It's kind of just expected, right? So.
Yeah, and that just goes with respecting the other person's stuff.
Space, being a good person.
Like, that's just all about.
That's what it comes down to. Being a good person. It's like, really, you're not doing the dishes. Come on.
Or just like, really, you're gonna like leave your underwear on the bathroom floor. But next question I have here is. When you get onto an elevator with a stranger, how big is the window of time that you can start a conversation with that person? Or do you even start it at all?
At least for me, I try not to start unless there's something interesting about them. Say like they're holding a guitar. I'm like, "Oh, you play guitar?" Or like I can't tell what the instrument is. "Oh, what is that?" Or like if I know it's an instrument, I'd be like, "Oh, you play what instrument is that?" And then and it just goes from there. Like, "Oh, I play trombone." Like, "Oh, that's cool." Like, "I play guitar." Just trying to go from there. But overall, I wouldn't start a conversation with someone unless there's something interesting. Like, say they're
extraordinary to talk about.
If they're dressed as a clown, I'd be like,
"No
what's
way.
the occasion?" What's the occasion? Birthday party? Oh, okay.
Like, oh, wow, that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
So it kind of just if there's like something that really sticks out to me, like you have one shoe on, what's going on? I don't know.
It's like, or remember that scene from Spider-Man? Just like if Spider-Man was literally in the elevator, it's like, why wouldn't you start a conversation with him?
I think it depends on like your mood also, because if I'm tired, I just got home from work, I'm trying to just get home, shower, go to sleep, and some guy's like, "So dude, how was your day?" I'd be just look at him and be like, "Good, man, how about you?" kind of thing. As we've been saying these past, I don't know, however 20 minutes or so, read the room. I think that's the most important thing.
I think that could probably be like applied to every single one of these things.
Yeah, like you could just a blanket thing is just read the room. Yeah. But then everyone's different. So in my opinion, I wouldn't start unless there's something really interesting. Yeah. Like, why are you dressed up as a clown?
Yeah. Or something like that. I think a really good time to start it, like a really good opportunity, would just be when you obviously everyone in the party in the elevator is in a good mood. For example, if you guys are all if you're at a resort or on a cruise, like, "Oh yeah, did you check out the game room?"
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like, okay,
if you guys are like in a good mood like that.
Definitely. I think
it's pretty simple. But the next question I have is. It's a little weird, but how close do you need to be to a friend before you can tell them that their breath smells like poop?
For me, it's when I care enough about the person. Because if I know their breath smells like poop, I'll be like, have a Tic Tac,
Hey, you want an icebreaker, man? No, because when you think about it, like when you just meet a person and you've known this person for like 2 hours, you're not gonna tell them that their breath smells like poop. Yeah, you just know that you're not supposed to. You shouldn't. There's something inside us that I don't think I should say that.
Because at that point, I think I don't know how they're gonna react to it.
Exactly.
Yeah, because if I told them, "Bro, your breath smells like poop right now,"
like excrement,
like excrement,
like bare and of course excrement. You don't want to hurt their feelings.
Yeah, because I wouldn't tell them. Yeah, I'd just be like,
Yeah. So you would say it just depends on the closeness to you of the person.
But if it's you, we're like, hey bro, you kind of stink right now.
If it's one of these guys, I'll be like, hey bro, watch out, bro. Hey.
Here, you want to use some of this? Here.
Because like I think even with you guys, it's a little just like, hey, did you brush your teeth this morning? Oh, I don't think I would straight up say, dude, your breath smells like poop, man.
Yeah.
At least you try to soften it. You know,
Yeah.
you at least try to hey, did you brush your teeth this morning?
Yeah, because even with a close friend too, you would try to soften it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. You wouldn't say that to like someone that you just met, really, like an acquaintance. Yeah. Like like one of the guys at the church, you know, like you just met them. You just met them. They're friends. Mm-hmm. Next question here is, when is it okay to fart around a friend? And what's the period of time you need to be friends with that person before it's okay?
I think it just depends on your relationship.
How do you make these questions?
I just thought of it one day.
No, like, I think it just comes down to your relationship with them.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I'm okay with farting in front of Joshua here. Like, I've known them this long.
Yeah.
But
what if I'm not okay with that? No, I'm just kidding. But
I guess it depends on the person too. Just like, don't fart.
Yeah, like,
please.
I don't know many people who like find fart stuff like kind of funny, but I kind of find it funny in some cases.
Yeah,
it's kind of like.
It's I think it depends on the people too. Like you said, because like there's like this one like group of friends I went to, or a group of friends, like I just met them, and these guys were like just farting and stuff. I'm like, the guy just like. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, I personally would not.
Because like what I read in that group, at least to me in my perspective, I'm like, hey, that's kind of just doesn't feel like this feels supposed to be like an adult setting, just like in the context of it's a Bible study, like, and this guy just literally, and this was the leader of the Bible study too. He's like, I'm like, yo, this is my second Bible study here, dude. We can't be doing stuff like that.
I think that comes down to personality too, though.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because
I wasn't okay with it.
There's some people who just like, ha ha ha, you know. I'm kind of like that, but I respect that some people just, oh, that's disgusting, you know. Yeah. Or you know, people are just not used to it. I understand that, so like I try to hide it.
Try to.
You never. Sometimes you just can't, you know. Yeah. Sometimes like, whatever you ate the night before, it just comes out.
Well, what would you say is the period of time?
There's no.
Do you think there's no period of time?
No.
For example, like friends that you just met, like you just moved to this one place and you just met these friends.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah,
what,
no.
like,
I would
think a year, 6 months.
Even if I knew a person for like 10 years, let's say 10 years, if I don't know how they, react to it and how they, live their life and how they perceive things, like, I'm going to be careful about what I do around,
You're going to be careful with the farts.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Where and when you're fart.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I guess a follow-up question to that is, how long do you need to be friends with a group of friends before you can call out their farts? Like, they're trying to be discreet, like, boop. And then
that one,
like it's like, yo, dude, I heard that.
It depends on how close you are with the person. It goes from person to person.
Yeah.
Because if I saw someone, I know for a month, right, and we're kind of close, but not that close, I'd be like, I wouldn't say anything.
Yeah.
I just look at them. And
I kind of look like, you see, like I kind of read it off of them. I'd be like, are they one to laugh about it?
Yeah.
If they do, then I'll laugh about it. But if they don't, I'll be like, I'll just ignore it. It depends on the
people,
the person.
Yeah, definitely.
I think again, it's just like a lot of these, like, either you got to read the room, or it just depends on the closeness to, like, what's the relationship like with these people.
Again, read the room though.
Read the room.
Exactly.
That's like if you had to like kind of sum this all up, is just read the room.
Yeah.
You just have to be good at reading the atmosphere of where you're in.
Yeah.
Because a lot. It's so weird because if you don't know how to read the room and someone acts outside of that, you're just like,
you're like, Yeah.
You
There's a
know?
couple
Yeah.
people that we know, right?
Now,
Yeah.
you're not, we're not trying to scare you when we say that, if you don't read the room correctly, you're going to get embarrassed and everybody's going to think of you weird and
Yeah,
nobody's
don't be
going to like you and this and that, blah, blah, blah.
hyper-aware.
But, like, I guess trying to be respectful, I guess.
Yeah,
Like,
you know,
I don't
respectful.
know. I don't even know how to like describe it. Like,
These unspoken rules.
I
It's
just like be on your guard. I don't
you
know.
be on your guard, but don't be hyper aware. Just
Yeah.
just
be
live in the
natural with
moment.
it.
Just be
like,
just be natural.
like, don't stress about it, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Don't
just,
like
be yourself.
don't be don't like have to like stay up at night just to
Thinking about
think
this
about
stuff.
this stuff. Like, yeah, again. But I have last two questions here. Is it ever okay to confess your feelings for someone in a group social setting?
Okay.
Ooh.
That's very tough because I've come across that situation at least once in my life. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Please
Wow.
tell.
At
Please,
least. So
please do tell.
Let's
Okay, I'm
hear
not
it.
gonna name anyone. I'm not gonna name anyone.
Yeah, come up with a name.
Okay, I'm just gonna name
keep
this
track of these
person. I'm gonna name
Trevor?
this person. What?
Pause.
Hey, no. What? I'm gonna name this person X.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
damn.
You know, just
We're
like
gonna go
like a variable. You know, all my
letters.
coders out there. Oh, X, right?
X.
So like, we're in this setting where like, it was getting to that time of the night where it's just very deep talk.
Ooh.
Right,
I
and
love
then
those
it's just like
talks.
you know those
Yeah,
talks.
yeah.
So it's like
In a
it got
group
to
setting?
that. It got to that. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
so there's like
Yeah,
quite a
there's
bit of
multiple people.
Okay.
So it got to that point where we're talking about that kind of stuff, like, oh, who do you like, blah blah blah, and it just came out, and I was like, really, like, really,
No way.
And then see, I took the safe route. I took the safe route, and I was just like, no. I don't. No, I don't like her. So
Secret in the money.
oh, yeah. Himitsuda. Secret.
Yeah.
But then I look back on it and I'm just like, I should have just said it at that point.
Yeah.
Because if I truly did like her, I think it would have been better if I told her at that point than saving it for later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because why? Because if my ultimate goal is to be with her, we shouldn't have let her know sooner, right? And so that's kind of it kind of like sets the bar for everyone in the group, right? Because if you say it, because whether or not you say it, if you end up being together, right, everyone's gonna know anyway.
Yeah.
Because if you say, and that's why you say it in the group, everyone knows. There's no shock factor, weeks later, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. For me, in hindsight, I was like, I should have just said it. And, that's something I think about
Yeah.
to this day. I should have just said it.
Yeah. How about like on a one-on-one?
When is it okay?
Yeah, just like, well, imagine in a casual setting though. Just like you guys are like, oh yeah, so who you like? Is there anyone here just like you're into? And then it's kind of like really lighthearted, not serious talk. And then you're like, do you just tell them straight up? Oh, you. Because that sounds off. That sounds off to say that.
I don't know
feel like
about
the
that
wrong,
one. Yeah.
wrong place, wrong time.
I don't. It just kind of depends on
in
the
a lighthearted setting, or kind of lighthearted.
It depends on how well
atmosphere.
you are at holding a conversation.
Definitely. Yeah.
Because here's a perfect example of like how you could like play it off, like, oh, it's like, you're like, who do you like, huh? It's like, oh, you. And then you like what you have to do after that is kind of just make a joke out of it, and try to make it more lighthearted about going into that kind of stuff. But if you just kind of make it like weird, like it's you, and you just kind of like,
then you're like ruining your own
just like,
chances.
you're ruining unless the girl's like really into you and you kind of say it there, and she's gonna be like, but. If it's kind of like 50-50 is if you say it and she's like,
what was the original question?
Is it ever okay to confess your feelings to someone in a group setting?
Like Wes said, I do think if the situation's right, I do think it's okay.
If the situation's right.
Yeah.
For me personally though, I think like if I was to confess my feelings to someone, like I feel like, if it's just us two, it's a bit more, like romantic, and like we could feel each other's like, true feelings compared to, if I, confess my feelings to, this girl I like in front of these two, I would have to, I guess like not be my true self, because, I'd have to, I wouldn't want to make myself look like, a baby in front of these guys. So it wouldn't be like true but if I was, one-on-one with someone, it'd be like, it's just me and her kind of thing. So
you could get your true feelings out, because at least for in the bro setting, you kind of don't want to look like soft in front of
exactly.
Not in like in a bad toxic way, because when you say that, like, oh, I don't want to look soft in bro, it's just kind of just like a, you don't want to show your friends that soft side, that really like side of you that you only kind of really show your girlfriend.
I feel like that's something you save for your girlfriend and kind of your wife. Like, unless I'm just messing around with them, I'm not gonna be super mushy and soft with them. But that's what I think. Like, if you're one-on-one with someone, that's how you can be a true romantic kind of thing. But that's not.
You're right.
That's really interesting, because I legitimately curious about that one. I didn't know the answer to that one, but But anyways, last but not least,
here we are, the last question.
But I guess we're ending this off on a little bit of a lighter note. Is how close do you need to be to someone before you can cut your toenails in front of them? Or just nails,
I think you have to be very close. in my opinion,
oh no,
I like cutting your toenails. The act in of itself is already weird.
Even if you're by yourself.
Yeah, because you just have to get in a weird position. You're like this with your knee up, and you're like, I don't know. For me, it's like such a weird thing that we have to do. No one really talks about this either. So it's
unspoken.
Such a weird thing that you have to do. And since we don't talk about it, when it does come up in a conversation, like how you just brought it up, it's just kind of like, no one really talks about that.
Yeah.
That's how I think. It's just kind of weird. Like, you
so
get into the bathroom and you just see a guy just...
No, so you're saying that you need to be really close to that person?
I think so. To see the thing, I would do it in front of you guys. I don't mind doing it, but like if I just didn't, like friends, I've known for like 1 or 2 months, I'd be like,
no,
kind of weird.
Yeah,
kind of weird. It's not I have to admit, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah,
but it is weird. Just go in the bathroom, close the door, just close the door and just be in there, just you and the nail cutter.
Yeah, I think I agree with that one, especially for toenails. But then, how about just for cutting your nails? Your hands.
Thing, I think.
Do you think it's as weird as cutting your toenails, though?
Either
Do you
way.
think the same rules apply to your hands?
I think, like, if you're about to, show up to a function, like, that's something you do before the function kind of thing, or the party.
That's true.
Like, what if you're like, like you're camping, like, not camping, you're taking a trip and you're in the Airbnb and you guys are like, just like winding down. You guys are just brushing your teeth. And
I would still do it in the bathroom.
You'd still cut even your fingernails.
Yeah, because I don't know. It's just, for me, it's just like, just go in the bathroom.
Yeah, like nobody wants to see that kind of thing.
No one. Like, I personally don't like seeing someone cut their nails. It's not like I'll turn away from you if you are, but it's just kind of weird for me. I'm just like,
it's like okay then.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
That's just me. I don't know.
But yeah. Anyways, that was the last question.
That was the last question. Wow.
So
we went a little bit longer than we usually do for these podcasts. Bros having convos. But let us know, like, any of the questions. Let us know your thoughts on any of these, because I really want to know your guys' thoughts, because we obviously have very different opinions on certain things. Yeah. So,
and I think, like, what's it? The most important thing over this entire, however long we've been here, we've said this multiple times, reading the room. I think that's the most important lesson to learn.
It's such like unspoken rules. You just kind of have to be functioning in society. Like you just have to have friends and experience things to really read the room correctly, because it's kind of just something you learn from experience. Like if we made a class about this, like what to do in certain situations, I don't think I'd do very well.
Yeah.
Because it's like, because a lot of the answers to these questions is it depends.
Yeah.
There's no specific answer.
There's no real answer. I mean, maybe like one or two of them, like at least for me, the cutting toenails, just do it in the bathroom. Really, come on. But then like other than that, right, a lot of the answers to these questions I saw, it was just, it depends.
Yeah.
And definitely. A lot of it kind of depended on how close you are to the person, how comfortable you are to the person, the timing of the person. I don't know. So
yeah, at
least for me, that's what I thought. So
yeah,
but yeah, this is a very interesting topic. I think this is a very enlightening. I guess it's great to see that we all have kind of different opinions, and we kind of learned a little bit something about from each other that I think we didn't know. So
yeah, and if you guys have any additions to these questions, definitely leave it in the comments and answer them yourself too.
So thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Bros Having Convos. We'll see you guys in the next one. It is Wes,
Tim,
Kasha, Joshua,
and Joshua.
So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Peace.